So I think that's enough information, sister, for you to make this call, and we can go over it. You can be thinking about it. So I was going back like
that. Say, I think, because like ours, I know, if we are closing tomorrow, there has to be a closing assembly.
Okay. Yeah.
If it is happening, but if it's not there,
yeah. Okay. Do you know your closing date?
For us?
Yeah.
Actually, for us, we will ask for the date of the minister. I know it's on Saturday, which means we might close on the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you have an assembly in the day before. Okay. And which means on 20th, so
I'm going to try, and so we will try to around again. I think it has connected. We are recording so that others can get or even we can refer back if we need to. I'm supposed to come on the 16th, so I would have to see if there's a way I can, reorganize myself. But what I was saying is it's okay. We can still proceed, and we can attend virtually as much as possible, because the most important thing is we give this platform to our students, I think. So I think we can just proceed. Yeah. Yeah. So with that being said, I think, could we move past the date? Can we move on to the planning?
So anyway, before we move on,
yeah.
So what do you do? I have to say, Mr. Swai.
Yes.
You are comfortable with anything.
I'm comfortable.
I'm trying to.
So yeah,
Awareness, okay. So probably even Mr. Kogi should be comfortable with that date. Because if we will agree again, there is no problem. We can be flexible.
Yeah.
Then we can accommodate the event when we are all available.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my take.
So we still leave it at the 15th or another day. You make the final call, sister, because you're the host. Your institution is the host.
Yeah.
And so you guys have to be very comfortable with the dates that you choose.
Yes, yes.
And I know you are comfortable with the 15th. Then I came with a new question. So I think we can keep it at that for now.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We can keep it there.
Yeah.
But if there is need, we can be flexible. Then we just push it on the 19th.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's to be confirmed. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So the details of that event maybe are some of what we should discuss, but from there, just to run through the agenda that I have right now, the other thing we need to discuss is the conference that's in Mombasa. So there's a conference that Nathan, who is my partner, and I are a part of a team that's organizing together with the Kenya Pediatric Association. And this will be from the 25th of April to the 28th. But the team we're a part of is called International Society of Social Pediatrics. And we have the 25th and the 26th as the days where we are hosting our events. Then the 27th and 28th, KPA, which is Kenya Pediatric Association, will have their day. And so maybe I can say just a few things about KPA. KPA is hoping to have the First Lady open up the session. And then there's a person who is very conversant and very good at planetary health, who is Susan Prescott. And Susan Prescott is one that has, we have your school, actually, Sister Springer's team and your school also have done presentations at their conferences in the past, virtual one. You know who I'm talking about, the organization I'm talking about. No, I think Teacher Ochil and I think you know who I'm talking about, the organization. Yeah, so she'll close that event, and so it will be very good if we can get some representation. Sister Springer has been part of that conversation with Mr. Kogi, who's not here, and Mrs. Moirori. We have had that conversation about sending a few students and some patrons. So the last, so that's, sorry, I dwelled on that a little bit. The other thing is a conversation that we had in our last meeting where Teacher Cynthia was there and Sister Springer about the symposium. Is it coming up in the second term sometime? So we can touch on that. And then the other thing that would be really nice to talk about is the interim leadership of the team, of the patrons team, especially how it looks, and also deciding on a team that's, you know, including a secretary, but a team that can get this program going or keep it, sustain it, and with less input from me, if I may say, because the way it has been is if I don't get the ball rolling, then we stagnate a little bit. And then that means we are not a sustainable team. So I'd really like us to see how that can go. So I think that's it. And so I think we can, and then I don't know if anybody else has something else that you would really want us to address now. And we can note it down so that we can talk about it. I know one thing will be supporting what we were talking about a little bit earlier, supporting Sister Springer's girls to prepare the ground for Art Day. Yeah. So we can.
On the same point, what you're saying that if you don't get the ball rolling, nothing happens. So why don't we look at what is this that is making us not to do anything, and as long as you're not doing it. So you either give us the mandate to do it or share the responsibilities so that we also don't wait upon you. Yes, so everyone will know what they're supposed to do. Yes, so because I think if it is done like that, we are going to devolve the leadership, and everyone will take part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's well captured in the leadership, what you termed as interim leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can focus on that in detail over there.
Right.
Okay. Keep your idea warm. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I think Sister Springer, I'll hand over to you so that you can lead us through this process, because I think now we do need to go to the details of how does that event, how is the day going to look like? Yeah, I will give some input because, like I was saying, I've talked with different people about that event, both from our team and from outside of our team. And I also want to first of all mention that there are two organizations that Nathan and I have been discussing with. They're both, I think they both have their leadership here in Kenya. And one of them is called Sainesa. I don't remember what it stands for, but it's basically a Catholic youth group that works with the Catholic children on and youth, mostly the Catholic youth on environmental issues. And so we have invited them to collaborate with us on this issue. And then there's another one that's, I think they're called Youth Green Space. It's led by a young man called Hudson Thomas. And that young man is he's one of the 2 nationally appointed climate representatives for Kenya. And he's also very passionate about this work, obviously. And they're the ones who have been working on a flyer that will be circulated. Once we decide on the date fully, it can then be circulated to everybody. So they both could not visit today because I think it's important for those who are involved to come and visit, but they'll be engaging with you, sister, directly so that you get to know who they are and a little bit more. So I think, yeah, I think that is it. So maybe, sister, I can have you take over on the event.
Okay, so let us prepare for the Earth Day. I think we prepare it together, not myself alone. But I will give you what I have in my mind for that material day, what can be done, and then we can also share and come to an agreement. The program we had discussed, of course, with the Nightingale for some time. It can start from 8 a.m. in the morning. We'll have the cleaning. The main duties that we can do that day, or the main tasks, is cleaning and also planting of trees, that is both the indigenous as well as for the fruit trees. And then after the event, we have a brief session, that is a talk. And we said somebody should talk about the environment. I think we need to come up who is to give that talk for that day. And then also from our side, we had suggested somebody to talk on the louder. So that means we'll have to entertainment or presentations from the various groups that are there. And also we were thinking of awards to the various groups that will be attending. Only that we did not come up with which particular award. What can we award the students? What can we award the groups that might be attending, like the sisters who might come? It's good to have something for them on that material day. And some food was also in the plan. It's not good that we come and we go empty-handed. So there is a plan or a budget to have sharing of a meal. Again, I think that is it briefly on what we expect on that day. Somebody has something else to add, or what do you think you can also add, or what we can remove in case it is too much? We can also reduce.
Schools are we likely to implement, and probably we give them working number. So for one, we already are aware of the available space. We already want the post as a given population. So if we allow the school to present members, we can easily supplicate them. I think it will be work with a number, so that the plan will have access. We are together with this. Some to make a model. So you can start from one from model, the number of schools to participate, and then the possible number of participants
From each school. because I think the schools are represented here, except for Mr. Gogi.
I think we have a few more, but we have
The-
Utafiti, for
Utafiti,
example, I
okay.
talked with the.
Mhm.
Patron.
So maybe we can have the schools.
Yeah.
So we talk of, we start from the host and then the alliance, the two of them. So Precious Blood, Riruta, Alliance, it is Alliance High,
Lance High is the police. Oh, it's the Lance Girls.
then Alliance Girls.
Kuna Lance Boys.
I had it when we were in World Scholars. We don't have, we're not called Alliance.
There's no Lance Boys.
Then Pleasant Hope. And then Utafiti, Green Green Garden. Yeah. Green Garden.
I had a meeting with my colleague. So in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Green Garden. Then there's Precious Blood Juja. Do we have the little friends?
Yeah.
Mhm.
A little friends, my version.
Juja. Oh, yeah.
And that's, so that's a primary, what do we call you guys now? Because you don't do it.
Mm.
Or we just call you primary school and do it. Okay.
Those are schools.
Yeah. Amani. I think they have the serve money. School,
So
primary,
there is President Blood Jude.
yeah. There's the blood duty. It's now, it started 2018. Yeah, so far. Kawe, we moved from there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's not our school now.
Oh,
So we have Juja, we also have Kilungu.
okay.
Kilungu. Machi.
Oh,
Yeah. So they are private schools? Juja is the only private school, the rest are public. Okay.
you see that one?
Amani, primary. Amani, primary. Those are already 9 schools. Okay.
So my hope had been the schools that attended the Casper event would get the opportunity for continuation
Yeah,
here.
yes,
So I think what we're going to do is, in case there's some that have been left out,
yeah.
I can reach out to Nathan because we took copies of those documents, the registration documents,
Yeah.
and I can send, or he can send them to you.
Mm.
Then we have the list of names,
Yes,
and then we can hopefully appoint, there should be a team that's appointed to do the reach out, the outreach. So that we be sure that, I don't know, when we did that every event, we went door to door physically, deliver the letters. So it would be nice to have a team that does that. Or what's the best?
Or
way?
maybe a call.
Quickly?
If we have the patrons for the schools, we call the patrons.
Okay,
yeah, I think we can call
So-
the patrons.
we can count on the patrons, we don't have to go to the office because.
But are they not all in that group? The group which we create, oh, they are not all of them there.
They
The
might-
fund for patrons,
I'll check.
because I think we are around 22. So it's a large group.
And so it can be posted there
Yeah,
and then.
we confirm those who will be coming.
Yeah.
So he said they confirm earlier. Then we can, maybe is to decide the number of attendees. Yeah.
What you said, what to do. And because some schools. You cannot take that risk.
Like you guys have, you know,
You want to see it later.
actually, I like it.
Okay.
We cannot send that letter to the one second.
Yeah.
But later it serves as a good support the team. You can't have to swap to this and demand
Mm.
a given amount, take a given amount.
Do you think that data should also be guaranteed performance? So,
Well,
say that, and then you
yeah,
follow up with the ball.
save on time. Right, well, and action, you need to do on the part, right? Make physical.
So, Mr. Suarez, I want to make a statement from my end, to be honest, at least from my brain, is that there is a team that will, there are some active patrons, but there might be some patrons who may not, because for one reason or the other, maybe a patron moved on from that school, we haven't caught up, and so they may not be comfortable to say, actually, I'm not a part of that school. So, how do you see, like, for example, we know Soda is going to get this going. We have the whole Pleasant Hook School team here, so they are going to do it. But some of the schools that haven't been doing this much, could we identify those schools just amongst the team that will be chosen to do that work, that may need someone to do this? We're dropping this. Not all schools will need that, but some schools might need that. Yeah, even to allow sister to plan accordingly for the number of students.
I think that can still apply. The biggest challenge, speaking from the teacher side, is that to give graphs a community, we say,
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah.
Well, I think, in fact, you remember the first day we went to station.
Yeah.
That face-to-face conversation changes the mindset of the person and presenting the letters.
Yeah.
So you have such a team going to yes.
So,
So do you want to ask specific like timeline?
yes,
Because I remember I did most of the public schools on time, and it is not a very interesting. So you need time and also money, because like for example, you want to go like 10 schools, but unless you have a car, and as you say, for the public school, mostly nothing that can go without that.
Yeah.
So actually, sometimes we're told that we bring for a trip to the kid, then it's for public schools that we would say that. But for the private one, that's all. And just send them, and for her to be sure how many. For the public one, I need, they need to take it. And early.
so today is 19th. We should probably then have a day where we a deadline. Because we will either have a month or if we do the 10th on the 15th, then it's less than a month. Yeah.